What's going on? This is a quick video on how to edit video game clips, preferably PubG in Adobe After Effects. So what I'm going to do is grab a video file after I've fired up After Effects, and I'm going to take, let's see, something like this fella right here. I'm going to drag it and drop it into this spot right there. Alright, and then from there, we just pulled in a new composition. You see down here, we've got the whole entire video all the way through. It matched the length of the video to how long the composition is. So, if you need to shorten that, there's a lot of ways to do it. If you started off editing one video and then you pulled another video up, it might default to the same composition size as the first one. So the way you change that is you go to composition settings and you could change the length of how long you want your video to be. But we don't need to do that right now. There's a couple things we do need to do though. So first things first, we're gonna just grab a clip. Let's see. We're just going to scoot along here, find a spot worth taking. Yeah, I think it was about right here. Alright, so I'm going to drag my bar, and this is basically your work area bar. You can hold shift and it'll snap to where you have the marker right here. So when you're moving the work area bar, if you hold shift, it's going to snap right to it. So now we've got a work area, we've got a big long chunk of stuff we don't need. So hotkeys are the easiest way to maneuver in After Effects. So we're going to hit Control Shift D and we're going to chop that. Basically just cuts the layer of film. We're going to highlight the bottom one and hit delete. And then from here we've got basically just our work area that we're still going to chop some off the end, but we could do that later. So we can go to composition settings and manually change the duration, which sounds like a lot of work, or Control Shift X, which will just trim composition to work area. And then from there you see we've shortened it and it's a lot easier to work with. So we're going to chop off the end right here. Do the same thing, hold shift. It's going to snap right to it. Whoops, snap right to it. Control Shift X. Boom. And that's our working video clip there. So at this point, I don't record separate audio tracks and dump them into After Effects. I just use the NVIDIA. If there's any type of discrepancy with audio and video or frame rate, you see this little triangle up here, you're gonna have that. So then you know there's an issue every time that you're editing a video. So what I'm gonna do is hit Control D. I'm gonna duplicate the track. Down here it shows that both sound and visual are showing on that track, or layer I should say. So I'm going to take off sound off the first one, visual off the second one. So I'm basically splitting my visual layer and my audio layer. And the reason being is because they're not synced up. That's why the triangles appear. So I'm going to go down to audio. And I'm looking for waveform because I want to be able to see when the loud noises were. So once I do that, I'm just going to look for one that seems like it's going to be easy to find. Right about here, it looks like I start shooting. So, oops, didn't mean to do that. First shot about right there, and then
Left.
matches up perfectly. So just to make sure that's accurate, because it doesn't look like there's that part's sure doesn't. So something's off. Let's see when the last gunfight was. Looks like the last gunfight's right here. First shot. I guess that would have been the smart way to do it. Alright, let's run that.
Oh, so close, GG.
So you can see there's a big discrepancy. About I'd say almost 2 seconds completely off of audio and video synced. So from that point, we'll just adjust the length of the video. Just hold shift, it'll automatically snap to how long you want it to be made for. Shift again, and then all of a sudden we've got a cleaner composition. Control Shift X, trim comp to work area, and we're good to go. Now all of our audio should sync. Let's just run through that. Hit spacebar to pre-render.
Dude, left.
Looks pretty good to me. Close enough. And sometimes when it's uploaded to YouTube, it messes it up anyway, so it's really hard to get 100% perfect rendering there, but that's close enough for what we're trying to accomplish today. So from this point here, there's really not too much else we need to do. We've synced the audio, got the clip, nothing fancy. Freaking missed pretty much every shot with my mini, because I should have scoped in, and I was trying to no scope and be fancy. I don't know how this shot even missed right there. It looks like I'm just shooting right through the dude. Incredible. Anyways, there we go.